This time on Custom Works, I am definitely winging it. It's just such a terrible pun. Let's get to the workshop. Okay then, so on the 60s truck we have got, boom, wing, sort of bed bit thing, so I don't even know what these things are called, but anyway, and bumper, and that is all on this side of the car. However, this side of the car is devoid of all of those quirks and features. So what we're going to do, we're going to make those wings today. So I think I probably did go through how that wing was made, but to make this second wing is slightly different because, well, it's got to match that wing. That wing could be whatever it wanted. This wing, a little bit more difficult. It's got to look like that one. The first thing we're going to do is, of course, once again, for the top of the wings, I'll be using some copper pipe. Using copper because copper will never lose its mind when it gets wet and then ruin all the fiberglass work like steel will. So always a nice sort of non-ferrous metal inside the fiberglass, and we'll get them on there and then do some sort of, you know, do the V thing. I know, but first we've got to get a level across the car to where it's got to be. And with this sort of thing, I would always suggest go with what looks right. Now I have the instrument of the devil here, which is the spirit level. Now, spirit level's okay if your car is, you know, has been levelled to the ground and, you know, has been like, I'm not going to use the word jig, you don't need a jig, you could do it on axle stands, but if it's not perfectly levelled to the ground, this is only going to tell you lies in the rest of it. And at the minute, to go over this car, it's not perfectly level. It could have a tyre that's slightly flatter, it could have anything like that. So what I normally do is measure from datum points on the car down, not from the floor, because you could have a flat tyre. It's not accurate. So I'll be measuring that, but the main thing I'll be doing, and it's not measurement, it's not about level, it's about it looking right. If you read any books on how Ed Roth built cars, he never even used a tape measure. He just sculpted what looked right. And in this kind of car, I think that is the most important thing. So we're going to get to it, we're going to make this, and we're going to make it look like the other side. Is the fender on that side leans in a bit and it needs to be straightened and moved out and probably arched over just a tiny bit because we've got some, I don't know, it just doesn't seem to work out, but I think that's a problem. So I'm going to cut the bolts to that, I'm just going to arch it out a little bit and then we'll take a look. And don't forget, this is just fiberglass, so you can cut and shut and move and then put back together as much as you want and it doesn't really matter that much. It's nice and easy to do. So we'll sort of manipulate those bits until it looks about right. So everything here now, it's all about where I want it, and I'm thinking that's where I want it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put some fill around here, I'm going to Bondo them onto there, I'm going to bondo some bits of wood on this. It's probably got a little bit of sag in it, because I doubt whether it holds its own sort of material weight. I'm going to do that. I'm going to cut the ends down, and basically I'm just going to bodge together like some support to hold this. Then take all my props and stuff away, and then I can look, see, is it really right? Because at the minute, everything that's holding everything in its place is all in my way. So this is about right. I'm going to sort of secure it, and then I can have a sort of fine fettle and finesse just before I actually sort of start to put, you know, sheet material in there and make it into a wing. More wing now, but not, obviously I've got more wing, not enough wing, and this isn't strong enough that I can set anything with any sort of precision. Everything's just too wobbly and you know, sort of shaky. I can't measure anything. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to fiberglass all along here. I'm going to get this piece rigidly attached to this fender. There's a few other bits here. Some of the temporary brackets I put in don't reach anymore. I'll also glass those in and just try and get this a bit more rigid. Now, on the other side, I used a piece of aluminium to make this curve because I was finding the curve. This time, I'm just copying that. So I'm gonna glass over the cardboard. And it seems like, well, as I always say, you can't make a car out of cardboard, but it's a great thing to put glass onto. So if you can make it in cardboard, you make it good enough to be on a car. All you got to do is layer up some glass over it. I'm only using this as a former. All of this will be torn out as much as possible after, thrown in the bin. It's the fiberglass that's the thing, not this. This isn't the thing, fiberglass is the thing. Even though these copper pipes will spend all their life in there, they will be doing nothing. They could come out, the glass is thick enough, they would hold. They just get stuck in there. So glass, make this a bit more rigid, and then we can look at the next step, which I'm thinking is probably making, and this will be a piece of formed aluminium, to drop in there to give it that bunny ear double wing look. The fiberglass has dried, and now you can see it's already feels like just a world better. Before it was just like, it was like trying to fiberglass a house of cards. But now what I'm going to do is just more of this. So I'm going to try and get the aluminium into here, drop that down in and get it equal at the back there. And also another thing I'm going to do, I'm going to cut this down so I've got that right shape as well. But things are looking and coming on pretty good at the back of the 60s wagon. So I've cut this piece of aluminium out and I cut that with the plasma cutter. And what I'm going to do now, I'm going to try and bend this down the middle so it goes in to make the valley in those sort of like bunny ear wings. So let's get to that. I'm going to bend this. I haven't got a folding machine or anything, and anyway I want a curved bend at the bottom, so that wouldn't really help me. So I'm going to bend it with my hands and this piece of wood, maybe a hammer. Let's do this. Right, and so, got to admit, we've had some technical difficulty with this. Not only did we have difficulty with the wing itself, but also with the camera filming it, and there's a huge chunk of this that is now missing, where I tried the wing, and it didn't work, tried it again, it didn't work, kept altering it, and yeah, as you'll see in this upcoming piece of film, we now skipped where I've tried to get it right 4 times. And I mean, like, sometimes it was glassed on. You know, I really went in. This has been I'm going to say, an incredibly trying time. So, yeah, my apologies. There's a big chunk of sort of footage missing. But now we skip to, still not right, even when we skip to it. It's not like I skip to the end and it's all finished. Far from it. I'm still in the same turmoil. So let's fast forward through that period of time. And here we go. Okay, so on the wing that I fitted 4 times now, I'm going to cut it off again and then see if I can get it. I say, it does seem like a fail, but these things happen. You know, if you're going to build a ridiculous car, ridiculous things will happen along the way. But you just get there in the end. So, sozzle time. It's going to be fine. Right, and so we've stood here. This is packed up on little bits of wood, bits of Foamex, or stuff like that. And we've just sort of tried to get it right. There's a lot going on here. There's so much going on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to foam this on. I'm going to leave it till tomorrow. Then take a look at it. And then if I still think it's okay, then I'll carry on and glass all this in. In this episode, I was hoping to get this whole side and the bumper and everything in. That's not happened, but that's hot rodding. Not everything always works out as you think it's gonna. And if you ever do get a day like this, sometimes, it's best just to just to go and have a beer and a think, I think is probably the way. It's tough. This bit is not easy. But I think we're in the ballpark. So I'll foam it up now, come back to it tomorrow, and hopefully it will be better. Okay then, and if you're building a replica of the 60s truck at home and you want to know what this is, once again, it's Insta-Stick. The thing is, it doesn't expand, it's just a glue. So it's for like sticking plasterboards on walls and stuff. So that's the sort of stuff I'm using, just in case you're putting together your own in the 60s. Who's going to be doing that? Nobody! No one's that nuts! But I am, because I'm a professional. Right, so yes, that's glued on. I'll look at it tomorrow. Hopefully I like it by then. If not, I will remake it, and that's it. Damn. So then after securing it again, I've replaced the tubes at the top. Done everything. Now I'm just about happy with how it is. Now I had hoped I'd get all of this side done. Wow, just wild optimism. Like when you have a build around to fit you a new bathroom, it's like, I'll be done in 2 weeks. You know that means 3 months. That's literally the mindset I think I've been in on this. So I've not made all of this, but I am happy now that these 2 wings are just about in the right place. Yes, it's all really rough and nasty, but I think they're in the right place. So let's have a look at how far this is. So if you're watching this when it actually comes out on the Saturday afternoon, this is the Saturday morning of that day. It's not even the Saturday morning, it's about 1:30. It's like, this is as close to live as you're ever going to get. So let's have a look how it looks. So it all looks about right, but why does it look right? Well, I've arched the whole rear fender out, probably sort of like 40 mil, something like that. And also I've moved these wings, actually no, through the episode, like 1,000 times. But it's starting to look good. And we've got this, I bought some filler up here to hold it more secure. I'll be going over this in fiberglass, because don't forget, whatever you do, whatever you build, however you build it, make all the shape, and then go over with the fiberglass, and then just have a bit of filler over the fiberglass. Don't like put the fiberglass on when it's all rough and then have like, I don't know, like 60 mil of filler over it. You just want fiberglass, skimmer filler, paint. And here, this filler is all way too thick, way too heavy here. So this will all be fiberglassed in, and then really it will sort of become redundant in the structure. You know, this bit won't really matter anymore. The fiberglass will give it all its strength. Okay then, so that's about it for this week. This week has been really difficult. I thought I'd make that other wing, get it on, get all the side done, and I thought I'd probably get that out in about a day, you know, with a nice lunch. But it's really not gone like that. This has been hard, and I think this is one of the things that you know, never be put off when something's hard. Go away have a beer, sleep on it, do anything, but keep coming back, keep working at it. And Kirsty, who's behind the camera now, has helped a lot in that I've moved things and she said, yeah, that looks better, worse. It's nice to have someone to help you. Anyway, that is it for this week. It's all over. In the meantime, between now and next week, do all that admin that you have to do. I feel sorry for you. You got to click that heart icon, leave comment below. You know, that's writing. And give us a big thumbs up. And I think we've still got t-shirts for sale, if anyone wants one. Anyway, this has been Custom Works. I thank you very much, and good night.